Hello, my name is Gabby and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, then welcome to my channel, and today's video is going to be my January 2026 reading wrap-up. So after rushing to meet my reading goal in December, I read a lot more slowly in January, and honestly, it felt great, even if I didn't complete all that I wanted to within the month. So yeah, I will have the content warnings I can find linked down below in the description, along with links to some resources, and let's go ahead and get into it. Starting off with volumes 1 through 2 of City by Keiichi Aorari. And this takes place in an ordinary city and follows the not-so-ordinary people who live within it. This was one of my favorite anime series that I watched last year. I found a lot of comfort in it. Like, something about this is very relaxing to me, and I would say the exact same thing about the manga. And it's funny because they're a series with a lot of chaotic energy. Like, they feel so different from the series that I would normally describe as relaxing and comforting, but they're also a lot of fun, and the stories feel really quick, which I really like from a structure standpoint. A lot of the comedy is really good and like so weird in like the best way possible, which makes them feel so refreshing to me, and I don't know, it's simple, it's silly, I like it a lot, and I'm excited to keep reading it. Next up is Every Spiral of Fate by Tahereh Mafi. This is book 4 in the This Woven Kingdom series, and This Woven Kingdom follows our main character, who is the long-lost heir to an ancient Jin kingdom. But the rest of the world only sees her as a disposable servant girl, as she is forced to hide who she truly is. And then this also follows our other main character, who is the crown prince, and has always heard prophecies foretelling the death of the king. However, he never expected it to be this servant girl, who he can't stop thinking about, who would uproot his entire kingdom and the world. Okay, so I mentioned this in my December wrap-up, but me and this book, we did not get along. I really liked book 3, but this book just felt like a rehashing of the same exact topics we've been talking about and have been rehashing, and I just cannot take it anymore. Like, I need this series to actually progress, which it does towards the end of the book. Like, my favorite parts of this book were by far the beginning portion and the ending portion. It's the middle that I'm having issues with. I'm also just really over some of these characters and the drama, and I'm also just really not into the romance right now, which maybe I will be one day. I've liked them in the past. It can happen. It's possible. It's just certainly not happening right now. I will say this book did feel more atmospheric to me than the others, which I really liked, and it's part of the reason why I like the beginning of this book so much. But I don't know. There is no release date on book 5 yet. But when that comes out, I really need this series to start bringing everything together more, because when I'm invested in this, I am really invested in it. And I do still want to see how this ends, because I've always thought that when everything finally comes together and things go down, they're really gonna go down. And when the series picks up, it really picks up, and I really like it. But I am just really annoyed with it right now, and I ended up giving this 3 out of 5 stars. Next up, we have All My Rage by Saba Tahir. And this follows our main characters, who are best friends so close that they consider each other family. But after a fight destroys their bond with one another, one of our main characters scrambles to run his family's motel while his mother's health is failing, and his grieving father loses himself to alcoholism, while our other main character is working at her uncle's liquor store while hiding plans to go to college and get away from him forever. But when his attempts to save the motel spiral out of control, they are going to have to ask themselves what their friendship is really worth, and what it is going to take to defeat their monsters, both the past ones and the present. I fear that I may have already found my favorite book of the year again in January, because maybe it's recency bias, but I really just can't imagine what is going to beat this right now. This story is both so heartbreaking and also hopeful at the same time, and I was so invested in it. It has coming of age themes and just so much complexity too, and within the characters. I felt so many emotions while reading this book and just felt so attached to the characters who are just going through so much. Something about the setting and the atmosphere also really worked with me here, especially again combined with like the coming of age themes, and everything just came together and to life for me so well. I wasn't a huge fan of An Ember in the Ashes by this author when I read that as a teenager, but I've always suspected that even though that series didn't work for me, maybe a different book would, because even though I wasn't having a good time, I was really invested in that book, and I thought that it was probably because of the author and the writing style. And after reading All My Rage, I think I can say now that that theory was always correct, because this was incredible. I loved every second of it, and I gave it 5 stars. Next up, we have volumes 1 through 2 of Hell's Paradise by Yuji Kaku. And this follows our main character, who is a ninja whose hands are soaked in a lot of blood as he is sentenced to death. However, after each attempt to execute him ultimately fails, a member of the Executioner clan offers him a chance to gain a pardon for all of his crimes. All he has to do is gain the elixir of life from a mysterious island and give it to the shogun. And unaware of the dangers of the island, he accepts, along with a handful of other death death row convicts in hopes that he can finally live a peaceful life with his wife. So season 2 of the anime is currently airing, and watching that reminded me of two main things. Number one, I really love this series, and number two, I really need a recap of season 1. And that's why these 2 volumes are here, and even just reading these 2 volumes really helped me remember a lot, so I love these 2 volumes a lot for doing that. But I also just really like the characters. There are a lot of them, and they each have their own agendas and like ways of maneuvering. It really feels like anything could happen at any time, and I like that a lot. It's also just violent and twisted and scary, but it's packaged in like a really beautiful atmosphere and setting, and I love the way that it all blends with the horror. I cannot wait to see where this all goes, and I'm just having a lot of fun with this series right now. And finally, we have all of the other manga chapters that I read throughout January from the series that I am currently caught up to and reading over on the Shonen Jump and K-Manga apps, including chapters 43 to 44 of Ruri Dragon, chapters 225 to 227 of Blue Box, chapters 189 to 191 of Akane Banashi, chapters 107 to 109 of Kagurabachi, and chapters 65 to 67 of Ichi the Witch. And those were all over on Shonen Jump, and over on K-Manga we have chapter 31 of Galaxias, chapters 157 to 159 of Gachiakuda, chapters 203 and 204 of Windbreaker, and chapters 174 to 176 of The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity. And as always with K-Manga, I am only as caught up to this series as I can be without using any of my points to unlock the chapters, because I am saving up those points to unlock chapters from a different series right now. As for my favorites of the series that I just listed, The Fragrant Flower Blooms with Dignity has some really sweet and wholesome chapters that made me really happy. Akane Banashi was also really good this month, and I really enjoyed their chapters. But my favorite chapters of all the chapters were from Windbreaker this month, because I think this is the 4th time that they've made me cry. They also just revealed an important backstory that they've alluded to in the past, and it was heartbreaking, but it also felt hopeful at the same time, and yeah, it just really got me. Okay, so that is all that I have for today's video. Thank you all so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, and answer the question that'll be around here if you want to do that, and hopefully I will see you here next time. Bye!